This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When send past the assist, you know that it's number one show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Postgame reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sob like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.
Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying to tell y'all. Some people don't want to believe me. We lack urgency. We lack toughness. We're soft. I ain't just saying this stuff, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you what I see. But you know, I'm crazy. I don't know what I'm talking about. Right? I don't know what I'm talking about. Josh. Oh, it's just the shooting. That's it. Well, 125 points tonight. Right? 125 points tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And we couldn't get it done with 125 points. Why is that? Because the Chicago Bulls went down the lane on almost every possession and got to the basket and scored. I know people say, people said the other day, well, we don't have Mitch. We don't have Deuce. Okay, I get it. Mitch was back, but he's getting back in shape and all of that good stuff. Yep, I agree 100%. I'm with that. But ladies and gentlemen, it don't matter to me. You don't have to get to the lane that cleanly on every single possession. It doesn't have to happen that way, even if Mitchell Robinson's not there. We look bad. We look bad. We don't look like we have urgency. We don't look like we can play with grit. We don't look like we're confident. We don't look like we know what we're doing sometimes. Not all the time. There are some good things that I see offensively. There is. And, it's just 2 and 3. I will admit that. And I know you're going to talk about the telecast when they said, we started the season 5 and 6 last year and all of that. I get it. And it is the truth. But we look different. I'm sorry. We look different. And maybe it is because we're getting used to Mike Brown's style and who Mike Brown is, the team. That's valid. There is validity to that. But I don't know. I don't like the way we look. And I'm not going to acquiesce to anybody just because it's only 5 games into the season. Because I'm not talking about just missed shots. For me, it's not just missed shots. It's the toughness. It's the aggression. It's the, I'm not going to get punked. You're not going to push me around. You're not just going to moonwalk your way to the basket and score. You dig what I'm saying? I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like what I see right now. I don't like the feeling of this basketball team with let's put it like this. Nowhere when we were down in the fourth quarter And I'm telling you honestly, I did not believe we were coming back to win. I didn't. Because I didn't believe we could stop them from scoring. I did not believe we were coming back to win. And I'm not putting this all on Mike Brown because the players know the fire they need to bring to the game. I don't care. They understand what they got to bring. They know what they've got to bring to the game. I see someone said Tibs was the toughness. I can admit that the approach to the game, funnels down from the coach. But the players know what to do. The players know how to approach the game. You've got to have leaders out there that are not, and to be honest with you, I do feel like we had the same type of issue last year, that we didn't have those tough guys. We didn't have those guys that were going to speak up and let everybody know that they're bullshitting around, that they look like punks, they look soft. We don't have that person. We traded that person away. If that person didn't say it to everybody, his actions said it. We traded him. So now, here we are, trying to figure out how to bring some toughness to this team. At least I feel like that's something we're trying to figure out. I mean, we're letting guys that shouldn't get to the basket. And I know Chicago had a lot of ball movement, a lot of man movement, and it looks good. I get that. But sometimes guys were going one-on-one. Ayo went one-on-one at the end of the third, I think it was, against Mikal Bridges. Boop, boop, passed him, layup. That easy, that quick. Who came over to help? Nobody. One thing we complained about last year was the style of protecting the rim at all costs and giving up the three. Well, over the past 3 games, guys have been getting to the rim whenever they wanted to and still knocking down threes. That formula doesn't work either, as you can see. Pressure said that's scary. No Kobe, and got ripped. We did. I mean, we were down by 22 to this team. We came back. We cut it to 5, I think, or something like that. You know what I mean? But we didn't have what it took to get over. We didn't have the grit. We didn't have the toughness. We didn't have the urgency. And Josh can say everything he wants about shooting and this, that, and the third. Mr. Josh, you seen what we did tonight. You seen what it looked like tonight. Mr. Uncle Fulio. 135-125, the Chicago Bulls defeat the New York Knicks. In Chicago, the Knicks have lost 3 games in a row, all of them on the road. And we've been out-hustled, out-muscled in all of them. You know what I mean? Out-hustled, out-muscled, defeated in all of them. People don't want to hear it because everybody wants so bad to support Mike Brown that they don't want to, they want to give excuses for what we see. And I'm not saying anything about Mike Brown. All I'm saying is what I see out there on the floor right now from the players, not Mike Brown, because I'm looking at Mike Brown on the sideline and he's coaching these guys. They're coming in off the floor, and he's coaching them. He's telling them, do this, do that in the third. He is. He's coaching them. It's the, the players gotta step in and play hard on every possession. They gotta take pride in getting stops on every possession. The players gotta do that. It's not just Mike Brown. Mike Brown, he can't get out there on the floor. So I understand there's going to be people that want to blame Mike Brown. I don't want to blame Mike Brown. I want the players to step up. I want the players to use their voice. I want the players to say, we got to change something or we're going to get our ass whipped every time we step on the floor. You know what I mean? It's what we got to do. It's what this team has got to do. We have championship aspirations, but we're not playing like a championship team. We're not playing with championship toughness. Let's say that. The shooting will change. I believe that. But we're not. One guy played with toughness, OG and Obi. In my opinion, he's the only guy that played with toughness out there. Well, Brunson always plays with toughness, but OG played with some toughness out there. Nobody else really played with toughness. And when you're not shooting the ball well, when things aren't going well, okay, think about how many of you guys are old men in the chat. I'm sure there's a lot of old men in the chat, my age and up. Right? When you go play somebody younger, you can't handle the speed. Might not be able to handle the strength. What do? You get aggressive. You push them. You hold them. You do those kind of things. Right? Make them frustrated. Push them to the floor. Take the fouls. Don't let them go to the basket easy. I don't do none of that. We continue to let guys walk down the lane and get layups. I don't know, man. I don't know. Listen, hey, Josh, we shot 49.5% tonight. Mr. Josh, Mr. Uncle Fulio, we shot 49.5% from the field tonight. We shot 40% from the three-point line tonight. You said when the shooting turns around, we'll win. But the shooting turned around tonight and we still lost. We had 27 assists tonight. The shooting turned around tonight and we still lost. $54 points in the paint we gave to Chicago. 54. By the way, Chicago shot 45.9% from the three-point line. They shot 53.6% from the field. They had 54 points in the paint. They killed us in both areas. In the paint, from the three-point line. Come on. Don't talk to me about the team not being tough, not showing toughness, not showing urgency, because I'm not seeing it. Josh told me that when they shoot the ball better, it'll look like they're playing with urgency. It'll look like they're playing with toughness. It'll change the result. Well, it didn't. Why didn't it? Because they don't play with toughness. Soft. That's all I can say. Soft. And I don't care who gets mad. The team is soft, man. And I think everybody in the league probably sees it right now, right from the beginning of the season, that if you play tough, we don't got the players. We don't have those guys. And you know, I don't know. It could be a long season if this is what's going to happen. I hate to say it like that, but I'm being real. It could be a long one if this is how we're going to play. If this is what we're going to do. You know what I mean? It's got to change. I got a caller on the line. Caller, you're live. Tell me your name and where you're from, please.
It's Moses, man.
Moses, what's going on with you, man? Speak up a little bit. Got to speak up a little bit louder, bro.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but you got to speak up louder so they can hear you.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hold on. All right, can you hear me much better now?
Yep, you're good. You're good. Go ahead.
All right. Look, listen, man. As I'm watching this team play, man, I understand it's early, like I said, but they got to start figuring this out quickly. You understand? Because even though it's early, but you already know days go by quickly. So the game, if you don't find a way to get to figure this out, then somebody's going to end up getting traded. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, what's my thoughts on somebody ended up getting traded? I don't know.
Somebody might, I mean, they might have to make a move like in the deadline, man, because if this is not working out.
Well, I mean, we still got time for it to work out. You know what I mean?
You still got, but then again, remember the game times is flying, so April could be here. April's gonna come here quickly, so we gotta figure this out, right now.
no,
So and we looking soft right now, like we looking soft like gummy bears on the court right now, So what's your thoughts on? To me, I feel like I don't think Karl Anthony Towns and Brunson play well together. Do you agree?
I mean, they seem to play well together last year. I think they'll probably play well together this year too. I don't. Uh, it's gonna. They got to come together as a team. I will admit that offensively, they got to come together on a team. I'm more concerned about the toughness and the defense. You know what I mean? Because the toughness and the
Because
defense right now is not there for us. The toughness is not there for us.
so do you think if Knicks would have kept Julius Randle and Dante and them, you think that they would have fit well in this offense the way they're running?
I think so. Yeah, for sure. I think so.
Yeah, because
You know,
like I said, they
go ahead.
had
Now go ahead. Finish saying what you was about to say.
none. No. What I was saying is that if Karl Anthony Towns, he's not playing like he wants to win a championship, bro. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you because if that's the product I'm getting on the court, if that's what I'm getting, then bro, I think they might end up not end up, but I think we would have to end up trading Karl Anthony Towns and back and bringing Julius Randle back in here. You know,
I mean, I mean, that's. I don't know how that's gonna happen, but yeah, I don't know how that
make
happens.
because I mean I don't know. I don't know if they're trying to run a fast pace. If they're trying to be a fast paced team, I think they are trying to be a fast paced team. But I don't know if Karl Anthony Towns fits that. I don't say I don't like him, but
You don't know if Karl Anthony Towns fits a fast-paced team. Is what you're saying.
like it fits a fast paced team. Like this team is trying to run fast paced. I saw it.
Right.
You know,
Right. Now, I mean, I definitely, I agree with you there. He may not be the perfect fit for a fast break type of team. I guess we're still figuring out how to use him in that way, how to mix his style of play with Mike Brown's style of play. You know what I mean?
Mike Brown's style of play is run and gun, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's a style of
Oh,
play.
so I mean, I don't know if he fit that. That's the problem. If he's not gonna fit that, then I mean, to me, I feel like when they lost, I feel like when they, I'm gonna say this, and after that, I'm gonna talk about the game tonight. Why they losing games? Because I'm realizing why they losing games. So I feel like when they lost Hartenstein, right? I feel like
Mm.
they should have probably grab a random center and then just probably traded him for Walker Tesla. Like I remember, when I'm getting my haircut, my barbers, they're Knicks fan. They told me, yo, they would try to get Walker Tesla in here. You know what I'm saying? And possibly so he could keep the roster how it was. Because I think Julius will fit perfectly on a run and gun team than Quarantine Towns would.
I mean, that time is kind of past. You know what I'm saying? We got this squad, and we got to figure out how we win with this team. You know what I mean? I think, that time is kind of.
I still think they'll make
past,
the playoffs. I still think they'll make the playoffs. But they got to figure this out quickly as possible. But another thing I'm going to say is that, listen, to be honest with you, like, I don't know if you was watching perfectly. You notice that when they get close, they've been close. You understand? But when they cut it close, the team they can't get stops down the end. They don't communicate well on defense. Like, they turn the ball over. Sometimes it comes from they're not taking their time to pass the ball. They rushing. So do you agree on that? I mean, that's what I'm seeing.
I don't know. What I'm saying, I guess, is chemistry right now. I'm seeing that the chemistry is, it's not fully there. Chemistry's not fully there. There's still, there's work to do. I'm just more concerned about the toughness that we're not seeing. And I feel like that lack of toughness to me, leads to, it's leading to losses right now because when you don't have chemistry, we shot well tonight, but when you don't have chemistry, you're not shooting well, then you need something that gets you over the edge. You know what I mean? And I'm not seeing that thing that gets us over the edge right now.
Right. I mean, I don't know if they'll figure it out later on. I think they might, but I don't know. They need to figure this out now. You understand? Like Stephen A. said, this is our year to actually get to the finals. And I agree with him. Yeah, but like I said, to get there, even though it's early, to get there, we're not talking about guys got to stay healthy. And shout out, I forgot to mention, Mitchell Robinson was back. He was a big impact. You understand, the rebounding. But in order for us to get to that next step, we got to figure out how to play, how to make the chemistry work.
Yeah.
Try to make the chemistry work. Maybe add, I don't know if we got enough good shooters on the team. I think we might need another big man size to come in. You know what I'm saying? Like a young player that could really come off the bench and help Mitchell Robinson grab boards and block shots and rebound. Who do you think we could probably get?
I don't know. I mean, honestly, I'm like right now, I'm not worried about who we can get. I really just want to focus on the team we have and how we still got a bunch of games for us to try to fix this. And it's not lost yet because
it's still early.
It's mad early. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really just trying to focus on how do we build this chemistry here. They're trying to play the way Mike Brown wants them to play. So there's a long ways to go. Long ways to go. You know what I mean? Long ways to go. But Moses, I always appreciate your call, man.
It takes time. Definitely. Last thing I'm gonna say, it takes time. Just try to. I think Knicks fans should probably be patient. Let us just they like I said, I understand it's early, but you don't want to sit there and rest on it's being too early. We need to figure this out now because it's early, but guess what? Time is flying. April will be here quickly. So. Yeah.
I definitely agree with that. Moses, I appreciate you, bro. Peace. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. I know I'm frustrated about the urgency that this team has shown right now, but we do have some, we still have some things to work on, so we'll see what's gonna go down. We'll see what's gonna happen. Let me get to. Did I pick up that phone call? No, maybe I didn't. They must have hung up. I don't don't know, man. Got a super chat here. Let me get to a super chat. Can turn that down in the back, Silk, a little bit, please. All right. I appreciate it. Canberry at Ghostwriter. Thank you for the super chat. Say great assessment. Not exactly sure what was happening there. I guess a conversation with Ghostwriter. But I appreciate the super chat 100%. We got Silk something on the line. Silk, what's poppin' with you, bro? How you feeling?
Not good, sir. Not good.
Mm-hmm.
My man asked for Randall back. Nah, Randall off the weed. Nah, he ain't coming back. He like it in Minnesota, so he ain't coming back. Our toughness, man. You right. Go everybody talking about the defense was ahead of the offense. Where that at? These past 3 games. Where's our stops at? He's like every time somebody muscle up on us, and I don't know. Maybe even with Tibs, maybe Chicago just got our number. Ever since they got Diddy on that squad and that AO dude, Brunson can't go off on him. I don't want to see them in the playoffs.
I mean, and it could be. Maybe they have our number. Okay, I can understand that. But they don't got to score 54 points in the paint and shoot 40% from the 3-point line. You don't got to let them walk down the lane every single possession and score.
I know. But remember,
they touched
game
the
last
paint.
year with Tibs, they did the same thing to us. They did the same thing with the first game last year. They blew us out.
I don't know. It's I don't know. Josh told me last night when we shoot better.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
We won't have to worry about urgency. We won't have to worry about an edge. We won't have to worry about toughness. We won't have to worry about those things. That's what Josh told me last night. Well, we shot 49% from the field tonight. That's decent.
I knew we wasn't coming.
We shot 40% from the 3-point line tonight. That's good. And still, here's the results.
We don't got the physical stoppers. I hate to say it, I'm missing Precious right now. My man.
Yeah.
Because at least Precious will put the D on him. This guy, he's let people go by him.
Yeah.
I know he can hit the three.
The defense. He'll put the defense on him. They put the defense on him.
Right.
Yeah,
this guy don't put no defense on him. He's like a cone, and he's almost 300 pounds. He's a 300-pound cone.
I don't know what we're going to do, man.
Yeah, I don't know. If we don't get this defense to give it up 135 points, when we score 125, that's supposed to be a win.
Yeah, that should be a win.
I'm sorry. That should be a win. We score 125.
But it just goes to show you, man,
35 and 140.
You need more than the points. There's some intangibles that you need to win. You know what I mean? And I'm just not seeing those things right now. Right now, I'm not seeing them. But you need those intangibles to win a basketball game. You know what I'm saying? And, that's just what that is. You need those intangibles. And excuse me for having my man Tony covered up with my logo. Tony, I apologize for that. had the brother covered up, but now, you know what I'm saying? Listen, I guess I gotta get the Knicks a little bit of grace because I'm still in preseason form too. You know what I mean?
I'm like this. Remember I told you last night?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give them everybody coming back today. I'm gonna give them till Thanksgiving with everybody back starting today. Okay. But if this defense don't change, we ain't doing nothing. We'll make the playoffs, but we ain't doing nothing if this defense don't change. As soon as somebody punches us in the mouth, we just giving up, going down 15 and 20 points on teams. We don't have no stop. Now this got to stop and stop the blood, stop the bleeding, and come back. We think we get like almost 25 points down. We can't do like Boston every year, every game.
Yeah, well, I mean, we don't have that kind of team to me to shoot threes prolifically.
No, we don't.
I don't feel like we have that. You know what I mean? So, we got to mix the style. And maybe it's just going to take Mike Brown, again, I'm not putting my focus is really on the players. It's gonna take, but it's gonna take Mike Brown maybe some time to realize, okay, I've got to mix these styles a little bit. You know what I mean? You know, and I think that could be, you know, he might have to mix the styles a little bit. You know, and that takes a little bit of time to figure out. You know, you got to give it a go. You know, okay, this is how we want to play. Let's give this a try. And then eventually you probably figure out, okay, now how do I mix it a little bit, you know, to really maximize what we're doing. You know, I see like JJ is saying Mike Brown's system doesn't fit this roster. I do think he's smart enough to figure out that I might have to mix it in a little bit. We'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see.
And what's that guy's name
And
from
it
the
doesn't
Post?
mean it can't be his style. Still,
Right.
it doesn't mean it can't be his style. To, you know, if you're mixing it in, you could, because you can still in the half court, you can still play with speed and pace and aggression. It's just, you know, maybe more dedicated plays and who you're getting the ball to and when you're getting the ball to them. You know what I mean? But you still want to make quick decisions, things like that.
Right. Because I think I saw somewhere that post writer, I forgot his name, Steve something, that he basically said Browns might be doing like Phil Jackson want to do, implement his triangle, implement his system on the players, but he don't think Brown is as stubborn as Phil, where he gonna make it work no matter what. He may change it up, and I hope that's true. So right now he's trying to implement his system. The Golden State running gun shoot threes. We don't got Clay and Curry on this team. We got guys that can hit threes, but we don't hit them like that.
Yeah.
So we got to do some more inside game.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, Brunson hasn't really been killing Chicago these past 2 years because of that AU dude. He plays good defense on.
Yeah.
So we got to rely on somebody else on our team to carry us when we play this team.
Yeah. I mean, my thing is, if we were 3-1 and we lost to Chicago tonight,
right?
I would say, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Chicago just has our number. But the things we saw tonight is what we've seen over the past 2 games.
True.
In my opinion. You know what I mean?
Well, we're going to see how much tougher they got when we go back home and they do this to us again. And you're probably right. We like Charmin, soft as tissue.
Yo, we better win. We better come home and win.
Exactly.
You know, we got to come home and win. And I know it's early to say it's a must win, obviously, but for pride, we've lost 3 in a row. Right? One of the things that Tibs used to say last year is we try not to lose no more than 3 in a row. Right? We're gonna stop it there at 3. We've lost 3 in a row. Let's not make it 4. Yeah. Please, let's not make it 4. We need to get
New
this
York
one.
We really wanted Brown's head if we start the season of 0-4, a 4-game losing streak before you even get to 10 games.
Yeah. We've got to we got to get this win on Sunday. It's a early season gut check. Let's say that. You know what I mean? And hopefully we look back. Hopefully at the end of the season, we're looking back at this as learning tools. You know what I'm saying? That we learned something. Early season gut check. But Silk, I appreciate your time, man.
I hear you. One thing before I let you go.
Yes, sir.
Since this is not a true double-double, I know, Tony, I said double-double. That back-to-back game, you think Mitchell Robinson's going to play?
Good question. I don't know. Good question.
So they got a day off.
Tony's saying we have a back-to-back Sunday going into Monday.
Yes.
Sunday going.
But I know he probably going to play that game, but I'm talking about this Sunday since he's going to have a day off.
You don't think he plays Sunday?
I'm not. You think he plays Sunday, managing his knees and his ankles and all this stuff?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, who do we play Sunday? Sunday we play Chicago again.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not hearing Tony.
I mean, mm-hmm.
It's in the Tony's talking. I can't hear him.
Hey, hold on.
He's muted on my side.
But I'm not even that excited about it because of this is first game back. I know they being extra cautious and we don't know what was going on for real. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm not even optimistic about that because we need to figure out how to play defense without him.
Yeah.
Still. Yeah, you're right. So we probably ain't gonna have him a lot of times anyway, so. All right. I try to get over this game. Where my post up? Where my brandy at?
Yeah. yeah, I feel you.
I catch up with you next time, fellas.
No doubt.
Peace.
Ladies and gentlemen, OG Anunoby had a good game tonight. 26 points for OG Anunoby, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. He shot 71% from the field. He's 10 for 13 from the field tonight. He shot 77% from the field, and he shot 71% from the three-point line. Jalen Brunson did his thing, 29 points tonight, 7 assists, 35 minutes for Jalen Brunson. He shot 48% from the field. He shot 37.5% from the three-point line. 22 points for Karl Anthony Towns and 10 rebounds. 23 points for Mikal Bridges and 6 assists. The Knicks shot the ball well. I mean, listen, OG 76.9%. Karl Anthony Towns 43%. Mitchell Robinson 66. He was 2 for 3 from the field. 11 rebounds for Mitch. Mikal Bridges shot 64% from the field. Brunson 48% from the field. The starting 5 shot the ball well. The bench did not shoot the ball well. McBride 33%. Shamit was 20% from the field. Yerbaselli 33%. Jordan Clarkson 25%. Yeah, and even with Mitch grabbing 11 rebounds and Karl Anthony Towns grabbing 10 rebounds, the Knicks were still out rebounded by the Chicago Bulls tonight.
I think Josh Hart only played 16 minutes. That might have hurt the rebounding. We got to figure out also how to play defense without Mitch. We have to figure out how to win or at least be even in the non-Brunson minutes because that killed us, especially if, their goal is to be strict on that 35 number. You know what I mean? So if there's no leniency, they got to figure out how to win those minutes. And that's another thing that we haven't done yet.
That's true. We were supposed to be, we were supposed to have boosted the bench. Right? How long, if the bench isn't producing, how long before we start giving the starters more minutes if the bench isn't going to produce? Clarkson hasn't gotten comfortable. Yerbaselli is Yabusele. Josh Hart had a game. Deuce has been, he's for the most part played well. He did shoot 40% from 3 tonight. But, we haven't seen the bench really do what we expected them to do. And, I don't know.
Now, I will say this, son.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time the team has been whole and the bench knows who the bench is. You know what I mean? So
that's true.
there is that part too. and you know, and that's also why I wasn't even gonna come in here killing Mike Brown, because I'm like, all right, this is the first time he got the roster together. You know what I mean? So he get a pass in that sense. It sucks. I'm not giving the bench a pass because you gotta play better than that. But you know what I mean? This is the first time they were fully assembled, and you know, not saying this is the rotation and how it's gonna go, but you know what I mean? This was the first crack at it. It's almost like day one in a sense.
Yeah. We got a caller on the line. Caller, you live. Name me where you're from, please.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Big Bubba in the building. Slim Bubba in the building.
What's up, man? What's up?
What's happening with you, man? Hey, last night, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, man, here we go.
No, it's no here we go. It's no here we go. I was on last night for almost 2 hours. I reached out to Big Bubba. Right? I said, I'm gonna go on. He said, I'm down. I hit him up. No response. Hit him up again. No response. Early this morning, I get a text. Oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm like, man, it's the same old stuff. The more things change, the more they stay the same. This guy left me out hanging, left me out to dry last night.
My bad shit, man. Listen, man. A little tired.
But you rocked out, though.
You know. Yeah. You know, people in the chat stepped up and had a lot of comments, and we talked, and a lot of phone calls at 2:00 in the morning. You know what I mean? But you know, Big Bubba did that. You know, he did that. You know, he did that.
My bad.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, man. What's your thoughts on the game?
Oh, man. So, you know, 2 games in, we feeling good. You know, we beat the Celtics, beat the Cavs, dropped 3 in a row. And look, right, you know, we know it's a learning process. We all kind of had to figure it's a learning process. But the defense has just been, these last 3 games have just been bad, man. It's just been frustrating, man. It's really been frustrating, and I don't know, son. I don't know. I don't know because I don't know. Look, I'm not trying to blame Cat, but man, sometimes it's really tough when you got a guy. I mean, clearly something wrong with Cat to me. I think Cat should sit a couple games. But it's tough when, again, I think this has been an issue even with Tibs last year. It's tough when one of your centers just can't play defense. It is rough.
Mm-hmm.
It leaves you in a very disadvantaged situation. You know, you can mostly get away, and you know, now in the NBA, you can mostly get away with your point guard being not too good on defense. But when you have a big man and your point guard not playing defense, it's rough. It's really rough, man. And I don't know how long the Knicks can continue this and try to be a championship conversation when Cat just doesn't play defense. It's getting to a point where I'm not trying to put it on Cat, but it's getting to that point where just getting to the rim against the Knicks is so easy.
I mean,
and you put extra pressure on Mitch to try to be that big defensive anchor when it's like, yo, Cat, you got to step it up too.
I mean, I don't know if Cat can step it up the way that we want him to step it up. He got a block tonight. You know, but go ahead. What you say?
I don't know. Like I said, it's rough with the defense, man, because that to me was what's gonna put this team to the level where we wanted to be in a championship conversation. Because here's the reality, right? For us to win a championship, you're gonna have to go through OKC or one of those teams in the West. Those teams play defense.
Mm-hmm.
OKC from 1 through 5 play defense.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get a break. you like that's everybody wants to talk about the Knicks win a championship. That's the kind of team you got to go through, or their best player plays defense. Their superstar player plays defense.
You're right.
I mean, I don't know, Sim, man. It sucks because I want the Knicks to win a championship, but I don't know if they could do it with Cat. Because, again, right, I really think you can win a championship when 4 out of your 5 players play. We've seen that with, Steph, and I'm not saying Jalen Brunson, Steph Curry, but, you've seen that with the Warriors when Steph Curry's pretty much the only dude on that starting 5 that didn't play defense. But even he committed to defense to a certain extent. But they used to be able to hide Steph Curry. You can't hide Cat. You can't hide Cat. So, I mean, it's tough, Sim. Because I was like, I don't know, more and more, I don't know, man. Maybe we should have went for go get Giannis.
Listen, I'm not ready to go there yet. It was 5 games in. We have a talented roster. We got to figure it out. You know what I mean? I still want us to try to figure it out. So I'm not ready to go there yet to say, all right, let's go get Giannis. Let's do what we got to do to get Giannis. Let's trade this guy, that guy in the third. I think we got to give some time for this thing to come together. I am disappointed in, the output so far in our style, what I see. And I know there's a lot of people that disagree with me, but I feel like that comment that Mike Brown made, and I'm not blaming Mike Brown, but when I look at the aggression of this basketball team, when I look at the urgency of this basketball team, it feels like we're not chasing wins. You know what I mean? And that's bothersome to me.
And Sim, right?
Because it feels like we're not chasing wins. Yeah.
Hey, Sim, and I fully agree with you because look, right, and I think this is also a problem too. Is everybody wants Mike Brown to be the anti-Tibs, and they want him to do everything reverse that Tibs did. Sub in the players every 2 minutes, which I was not agreeing with tonight. Like, you got to let these guys go through something.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Like, you can't be like because I'm watching the game, right? And I'm watching with Gamble, shout out to Gamble, but he made a great point. He's like, yo, with your 7 guys in every 2 minutes, you gotta let them go through this.
Yeah. You
can't.
They don't get comfortable.
Because you're not.
They never get a chance to get comfortable out there on the floor, get a rhythm going. I agree 100%.
And it's like you're not chasing wins. Okay, look, I get it, right? Tibs last year, he emphasized on getting every win, trying his best. But you need those wins to get into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of what people say, the Knicks finished in the top 6 under Tibs. We never had to be in the play-in.
Mm-hmm.
Never had to be in the play-in. I think the worst we finished on the Tibs was 6th place. I think. I don't even think that. I think we were top 4, top 5 or something. So I get that some nights, you know what? Sometimes you know that the players don't got it. I get it, but again, Sam, I agree with you. I wasn't comfortable with him saying that because it's like the Knicks to me are not that. You know what? A team that won a championship can say that because they've been there and they know what it means. They know how to, reverse, save their energy.
Mm-hmm.
And they're automatically going to get to 50.
Sounds like Big Bubba was listening to the podcast last night.
Maybe I was a little bit.
Yeah, it sounds like you was listening. So you basically just lied to me. You said you was gonna come on, you didn't come on, but you was actually listening Because you just said because you just said what I said verbatim, about you got to win a championship to learn how to pace yourself. You know what I mean? You don't yeah,
Well, first of all, great minds think alike.
How you do that? You see how he does that? Go ahead, man.
Yeah.
Don't ever compare my mind to yours. Don't ever do that again.
Right about that. I shouldn't compare my.
Don't ever do that again. Don't ever do that again.
Yeah.
Okay? Because I'm like, my mind is like 20 levels above yours.
First of all.
So please don't do that again.
I'm an intellect. Let's not get that out. Carried out.
An intellectual? I'm an intellect. An intellectual, maybe?
I know what I said. Man. But
are you sitting in the car?
I'm going home, man. I'm going at the movie.
Oh, no work tonight.
No work tonight. No work.
Okay, all right, that's what's up. Good. You wasn't at the movies by yourself, were you?
I'm not gonna talk about that, but.
all I asked is, was you buy the movies by yourself? That's a simple yes or no.
Maybe I was, maybe I wasn't. The world may never know.
Okay. What'd you say, Tony? Oh, yeah, there was mad people there, right? He might have been sitting in the chair alone with,
Anyways, Jesus. No, Sim. So, I mean, look, the Knicks, there's going to be some growing pains, and we got to figure it out. Do I think the Knicks are going to figure it out? I do. But it's just, I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. Mm-hmm. You have to buy in defensively to be where you want to go. These guys have to step it up. You can't have 3 out of your 5 guys, especially one of your big men, not play defense.
I feel you.
Because again, right? You're talking about, I'm looking at a big man, and again, right? I can't compare Cat to Victor, but you're looking at Wembanyama do it all. I mean, right now he has to be the clear-cut MVP.
Well, I mean, come on, with 5 games in, let's.
I know, Sam, but I'm saying the NBA start right now.
I get it. I get that, but come on. I get that, but come on. Listen, he's playing great, and I hope he continues to play that way. But let's let that play out. Let that play out. We gotta let this team play out. I'm just commenting on the toughness thing, man. It just bothers me.
But you know what the crazy thing is, Sam? This is the scary part, and it's the elephant in the room, right? We weren't talking about toughness 2 years ago.
Oh. I get it. You're right.
And again, this is somebody, and I'm
not 2 years ago, but last year for a little while we did.
We did.
We did. We talked about it a little bit last year. Obviously, 2 years ago, no, we didn't talk about toughness. The team was tough. I mean, we know why they don't have that toughness. They don't got to have that toughness. We know why. We traded away for toughness. We traded away the toughness for more finesse. We know that, right? When we traded away Jew and DiVincenzo, we traded away toughness for finesse.
And it got us far.
But I will say Cat played tough at times, especially in the beginning of the season. He was playing real tough.
So do you think it's quad? Do you think he needs the rest?
I don't know.
Because I'm not gonna lie to you, if this is quad and he's not up to 100%, I would rather him not play right now then, we get late into the season. If it's really the quad that's making him, like, not play that good.
I don't know if it's the quad. Go ahead, Tony. Yeah. 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 Ishmael Rivas said, this team sucks. That's why we got smacked in Shot-Town. Y'all been hyping up this bum team for this first 5 games. I mean, I don't know if we've been hyping this team up right now. You know what I mean? I don't know if we've been hyping this team up. Tony, say something that said you was muted. Say it again. Hold on. Let's see what's going on. We got to make sure we got Tony in here. For some reason, he was muted. Got to make sure he's in here, in the building. Say something again.
Mic check. Yo, Black, it's time.
Okay, I think that's better. All right. I think you're in there now.
We good?
Yeah, we good.
All right.
Go ahead, say what you were saying.
I don't even remember what I said. That threw me up.
My bad.
It was talking about Cat's injury.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna the fact that Mitchell Robinson was out to start the season, I think Cat wasn't gonna miss time even if maybe he should have. And then the fact that we under 500 now, you know what I mean? I don't see him sitting out right now either.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, because if he sits out now, people are gonna call him into question. You know what I mean? About toughness and all that stuff. I don't know. It's I don't know. Big Bubba, I'm gonna let you rock, man, because I know you gotta go home, get your rest, so you can go to work tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Hold up. Before you let him go, man, I literally was sitting here muted, listening to you, and I was like, man, this is some of the best takes I've ever heard from Slim Bubba.
Oh.
And then I find out you stealing bars.
Well, first of all, he stole my bars, Tony. He stole my bars.
No, you stealing. Don't. I'm gonna let you go before I start making jokes about you stealing bars. You don't, and I know you don't want those jokes.
Oh my God. Anyways, fellas, it's always great Black as time.
Stay off the bars.
Yo, this guy's crazy, man. I'm leaving. I'll see y'all later, man.
Stay off the bars. I'm just telling you, stay off the bars. All right? Can you promise me that?
Yeah, I got you, man.
So we don't need no Slim Bubba babies.
Yeah. All right, man. I see y'all, man. Bye.
All right. Peace. Oh, man. If you're new here, you don't get that joke. If you've been here for a while, you get the joke. You know what I'm saying? Tony, what do you think about last night? My entire show was about the Knicks. What did I say? Overthinking, right? And not just on the court, but also, even with, from the coaching staff down, we're not chasing wins. You know what I mean? We're trying to save these guys for the playoffs instead of just going out and hooping, right? Lock down your playoff position and then start worrying about saving them. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, do you think this team could be? Do you think everybody right now is just overthinking what we're doing instead of just going out and playing?
Well, oh man, the thing is, like, this is what I was saying when people was talking about first 5 games or first 10 games or how I said as soon as we go under 500, you know what I mean, that's when it's gonna hit the fan.
Mm-hmm.
So Mike Brown in his post-game press conference, he's talking about, he's interested to see how they bounce back and how they respond, and saying, he thought they were out toughed in the first half and things of that nature.
Throughout the game,
but he's a part of it too. Like you gotta respond too.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't just how they respond. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. I think you are right and correct when you say we lack toughness.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have some. Like Deuce is tough. He just came back. OG's tough, and he takes on the toughest assignment.
He does
majority of the time too. But he's still a work in progress, right? I still don't think we've seen the consistency from him, especially the whole season. But you know what I mean? Like, he gets these stretches, and a lot of times we'd be like, oh, I think he's here, and then knock on wood, he gets a little tweak, and then it's a reset. You know what I mean? That we waiting for him to reach that height again. It's crazy. Like, it's the same thing that used to happen to Nilakita, except on a way smaller level for Nilakita. Like, we wait so long for him to reach the stretch, and then you get a hamstring or something, and then it's reset.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I think so. Isaiah said some truthful things. I think a lot of our lack of toughness, it does have to do with Cat, because he's such a vital piece of this team, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like we have to live with it, and he has to be, but he does have to be better. He has to figure out how to, like, all right, shout out to him. He hasn't been in foul trouble. He wasn't in foul trouble today. And when he's gotten in foul trouble, it so far this year, it hasn't been to the point of we've seen it way worse in the past, right?
Right.
Still, small sample size. It seems like he's working on that and figuring that part out. But I don't know, man. I'm not putting all of the blame on Cat, because he still puts up good numbers. You know what I mean, in his performances, and it's crazy. Like, it's almost. I think I feel about Cat to a small extent the way a lot of people used to feel about Randall. You know what I mean? Like the I'll say the logical ones, not the ones that was just straight hate, but the guys that would point to the things they disliked and how it affects the teams. I feel like I could do that for Cat. I don't want to do it just yet, because it's 5 games in. I feel like, he can get better. That block he had tonight was great. You know what I mean? And saved it and kept the possession, you know what I mean? And that was in a vital time of the game, you know what I mean, amongst where we could still come back. But I feel like he as talented as he is, he lacks not just toughness, it's something about in the clutch, because like, we was on a roll, you know what I mean? Brunson didn't even try to take over. He was feeding OG twice, Mikal once. Again, as soon as Mitchell Robinson got subbed and Cat came in, Brunson went and fed Cat, missed the big three, missed another big three. It was like we was in a rhythm in the mix of a comeback, and in this moment, and he kind of came up short. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
So,
yeah,
I'm not trying to down him though. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to give up on him or
I get it.
What I mean? Say he got to get traded, or because I'm with you. If it didn't happen in the offseason, I don't think we should think about it. But I do feel like, and I'm interested if you agree or if you think it's too much speculation on my part, but I do think he's affected by it. I thought he was affected by it in the Milwaukee game facing them, because I don't think he had a great game that game, despite the numbers, and even tonight there's something about his demeanor, you know what I mean, which people always used to say about Randall, but like I just think he hasn't found a full comfort level yet.
Yeah, and the pressure might be heavy for him. You know what I'm saying? I don't think in his career, I know, there were some expectations in Minnesota for a while, but that's Minnesota. It's different. Now you're in New York and you have these expectations. It's heavy. Without expectations, what do they say? New York, the Knicks jersey is the heaviest jersey in the league. Without expectations, it's the heaviest jersey in the league. What do you think it is with expectations? It's I don't know, man. I don't know. Let me see something. Sean Richardson said, Sim is going to run with this not chasing wins. He's not understanding Mike Brown. Well, explain Mike Brown to me, Sean. You are the Mike Brown whisperer. So I'd love to hear it. Right? I understand what he's saying, right? We're not going to abandon our philosophy. We're not going to abandon our rotational plan to chase wins. I get that. That's what he's saying. And what I'm saying is, go get the mother-loving win. That's what I'm saying. Now, these last 3 games, you weren't in that situation to get the win. Or maybe the last 2. I guess Miami too. You could have got that win in Miami, maybe. I don't know, but go get just get the wins. Get the wins. You're gonna have time to make sure that your philosophy grows and develop. I'm not saying abandon those style of play. I'm saying play the guys that's going to get you the win, right? I mean, I agree with people. Some of the things that I see in the chat and what Big Bubba said. When guys are coming in and out every 2 minutes, how can you get comfortable? How can you find the rhythm? And I know maybe Mike Brown is trying to find the roster, the lineups that he likes. I get that. And sooner or later he'll find those lineups that he likes. But I mean, so that's playing a part in it. That's playing a part in it. Guys going in and out, and I'm seeing it, right? Guys coming in and out the game, I think in the end of the third or whatever it was, maybe, or maybe it was the end of the fourth, Shamet came in for a couple seconds and then he was out, and Cat came back in, and and I'm like, well, what's happening right now? You know what I'm saying? And then with 20 seconds left, you're still doing offense, defense, and I don't know. But listen, Mike Brown is finished. He's figuring some things out too. 820 Light said, I don't believe hunting wins refers to saving energy for the postseason. I think Brown prioritizes playing the system over reverting to win. I think part of hunting wins is saving energy. Not hunting wins is saving energy for the postseason too, right? I'm not gonna play Jalen Brunson 39 minutes so I can get this win tonight. I said 35 minutes. We're gonna keep him at 35 minutes. I think that's part of not hunting wins.
I agree. I agree 100%. It was 100% what he was saying.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just one thing. It's not just one thing.
Right.
It's not just Brunson. It's I'm gonna play guys and see what I have in them. So part of it is the argument is Tibs didn't play these guys until he had to, and I've always said that about Tibs. He doesn't really like. He'll add guys into the rotation, but it's not gonna be because it's always gonna be because of injury and or dire situation. You know what I mean? Game 7, you know what I mean, or elimination game, or you know what I mean, injuries. And I think that the opposite of that is playing these guys, getting them ready, seeing who can potentially participate instead of throwing them in randomly because you have no choice, and then you don't even know what they have, or they have no rhythm, or they haven't played all year, or whatever the case may be. So I think it had to do with not just Brunson, but playing other guys, more minutes and utilizing more guys on the team, which is a fair argument. You know what I mean? But the flip side of that argument for Tibs was, I'm winning these games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if we don't break down and get injured, I trust I trust my philosophy. Like he had a valid argument. You know what I mean? It's an uphill battle for Brown.
Yeah. The thing is, you could take that first half. Okay, I'm using these guys. Boom, 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 boom. If somebody gets hot, I might play them longer, whatever. But when it comes to win time, go get the win. You know what I'm saying? And you might have to abandon that. I'm not playing this guy this many minutes or that many minutes. You might have to abandon that because you're going to have other games where they'll get a chance to rest. You know what I mean? And to me, it's just my opinion. I could be 100% wrong. But when you say, it's almost like when a team is tanking and the coach kind of makes it clear by certain words that the team is tanking. And so now everyone on the team, all the players know, oh yeah, we're tanking. Now there's a different approach and a different mindset to the team. I feel like words like we're not hunting wins sends a different mindset. Kind of sends, you know what? We kind of in ease mode. We're kind of figuring things out. We're learning. We're not hunting these wins now. We'll start hunting those wins in January and February. And I don't know if we have the experience to turn it on then.
I agree with you 100% because if you watch Brunson tonight down the stretch, he continued to keep feeding, right? Like that kind of brought us back. The announcer said it, maybe Novak or the other dude, but one of them said it like, oh, when's Brunson gonna? We should expect Brunson to start chiming in, you know what I mean, and taking over pretty soon, you know what I mean. But he was in the midst of continuing to kind of give sprays, like Mike Brown like to say, penetrate and spray, and finding, the OGs and Mikel. The other part was we haven't shot the ball well from top of the key three. You know what I mean? Like our corner threes have been good. Top of the key, we've been trash. All five games. So we gotta work on that.
Yeah, Canberry said those 2 drives Cat gave to Vucevic were crazy. I mean, we gave drives to everybody though, so it wasn't just that. we gave drives to everybody. You know what I mean? I mean, looking at the box score of the Bulls right now, Josh Giddey had 32 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists. Almost had a triple-double on us. Shot 57% from the field, 50% from the three-point line. Vucevic, 26 points, 7 rebounds. 22 points for Desamnu. Right? I mean, we had guys like, what's his name? Buzelis catching oops on us. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I don't know. You know,
I feel like a couple years ago, we played bully ball, and turned the switch on in Giddy, because I feel like ever since that game, we was playing them on a back-to-back too, and he came back the very next day, and it felt like his whole game clicked, and he's coming into his own this year,
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
And Vooch, man, I don't know. It felt like he didn't miss a 3 in the first half, and we wasn't even like, we was just testing him, like daring him to shoot.
Right.
If we was even close enough to dare him, there's a few times we weren't even in the rotation or close to him. But you know what I mean, when there was a person guarding him, they treated him like he wasn't a threat.
Yeah, man. And I'm sure Mike Brown is stressing the defense. You know what I mean? Stressing his philosophy, and how they want to play defense. I'm sure, these last few games, it's been a point of communication with the entire team, right? That if we want to be a championship level team, we've got to play defense. You know what I mean? One thing that I'm not seeing is the help defense, it feels like. You know what I mean? Like, when guys are just running to the lane, where is the help? You know what I mean? I'm confused at that, because I'm just not seeing the help. And it's like, guys are stepping in with their, with their arms a little bit and then just letting it go. I mean, are we taking the opposite approach of Tom Thibodeau?
No, because we still ain't guarding the 3 either.
Right.
We ain't guarding the paint or the 3.
You know what I mean? That's, it's oh man. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Where our defense fell to now, Sim?
Shoot, I haven't even checked.
Where we was at 4?
We was at like 4 or 5 or something like that, or 3, somewhere around there. We ain't that now. I can guarantee it. And our offense maybe our offense got a little bit better based on tonight, because we shot better. We scored 125 points. Got out rebounded 52-46, 31 assists for the Bulls, 27 for the Knicks. Knicks only 12 turnovers, but only 7 for the Bulls. The Knicks shot 49.5% from the field, 40% from 3, 73.9% from the free throw line. The Bulls 53.6% from the field, 45.9% from 3, 80% from the free throw line. The Bulls 54 points in the paint. 54 points in the paint to the Knicks 38. With a team that really only has one big man that scores inside, that can score inside, and he was knocking down threes tonight.
Exactly. Those them guards and wings driving.
Exactly. Driving to the basket, backdoor cuts, alley-oop, all of that. The Knicks had 20 second chance points to Chicago's 13, and Chicago had 9 fast break points to the Knicks' 7. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I know I got some people mad at me in the chat. Sean's always mad at me. Always. And I'm cool with that. I'm fine with that. You can be mad. I just want the team to win. I want them to be successful. I want them to win a championship. But with what I'm seeing, I don't see the guts. That's what I'm saying. I don't see the guts. Let me ask you this, Tony. Huck Porty didn't play tonight. He started the first game of the season. We've rarely seen him since. Something similar to what Tom Thibodeau would do with a player, right? Put him in, but really the guy is situational. So when everybody comes back, he doesn't play. Any thoughts about Huck Porty and what he could add to this team? If he could add anything to, I still want to see Mo. I want to see Diawara out there. I feel like Diawara is one of the answers.
That's where I was gonna go. Like tonight, I think Chicago is the type of team I would have liked to see Diawara.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. His length, throw him on Giddy for a couple of possessions. You know what I mean. Just even everybody getting cooked by him anyway, right? So it ain't gonna hurt if he get cooked, 2-3 possessions,
right?
Just to see if you know what I mean. That's some length that we don't really have, and he's probably like a little bit more. I'm not calling him a better defender than OG, but he's probably more mobile than OG.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So
he's active. He's active.
Agile.
He's agile. He's active. He's got energy. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that boost, like we play so complacent on both sides of the ball. We just play like complacent. And I feel like his energy can be a spark. Because we just play, like very complete, almost like, we know we're going to have a good record. We know we're going to do this. We know we're going to be in the playoffs. I feel like that's how we play right now. And, and I feel like someone like him can bring a spark of energy and life. You know what I'm saying? There's just, there's something out there that is missing to me, that spark is not there.
I don't know if they all on that same page. Like, I don't know if they all have that same. I shouldn't even say that. Pardon me. I'm gonna save my thoughts right now.
I feel you.
But
that spark is just missing. Like, where is that spark? You know what I mean? Somebody slap a laptop. You know what I mean? Someone slap a laptop. Somebody give a thumbs down. Somebody do something like that to bring a spark. We need some dissension. We need something like that to get the blood boiling.
The thing is, pretty soon you're not gonna see none of that, and you're still gonna see that same energy from the fans.
Right? Yeah. If we keep playing like this,
you're gonna see that same energy.
You know what I mean? Like, let me see somebody argue with somebody.
I think that's coming though.
It's going. Yeah, I agree. That'll come. Eventually, people is gonna get frustrated. You know what I mean?
I felt like they was already on edge at 500. So now they under 500. You know what I mean? The good thing though, they back home.
Yeah.
Right. So hopefully that helps. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
It's tough when you're not clicking and you on the road.
Right. No doubt about that. Shout out to my guy Donald Cannon. Yeah, shout out to Donald Cannon. Thank you for the super chat. I definitely appreciate you. He said, salute to another season of MBK. Can't believe I've been here for 7 years now. Me and Tony was just talking about that earlier today. Right, we was just talking about that. He said, I really want to say thank you for giving your time and dedication. With that said, I'm older and can't keep doing this anyway. 15 more games to admit Tom was a better choice. Hey, Mr. Cannon, thank you very much. I definitely appreciate you and, but just sticking with me. I know like the summer, I was, just had some in transition, some things happening and going on. But you always, everybody here, just always, stuck with me, but we're back in full effect, and we will be, getting some things going on and getting back to some watch parties and games and things like that. You know what I mean? So, definitely stay on the lookout for it. But Mr. Cannon, thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate you 100%. We'll keep this up there rocking for a little while. You know what I mean? Without a doubt.
Yeah, that's crazy. We was literally just talking about that.
We was just talking about that, right? You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
It's been just how many years it's been. You know what I mean? And it's been a while. It's been a while. And when we started doing this, this Knicks the Knicks community was small. Was very small. You know what I'm saying? It was very small. Now it's very big. But it was a small podcasting community, and I ain't gonna lie to y'all. We kind of kicked it off. You know what I'm saying? We kind of kicked things off, but now it's grown to something pretty big, and we got a lot of talented people out there doing stuff. So it's a beautiful thing. Everybody got their niche, So.
And we all love the Knicks.
And we all love the Knicks, baby. We all love the Knicks. And at some point, we're all going to convene at a parade.
That's facts. That's facts. We might have to slogan that one.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We're all going to convene at a parade at some point. You know what I mean? And it's going to be a beautiful thing to see. You know what I mean? So, I appreciate everybody for always, being here, rocking with me, supporting with me. And people have seen, throughout 8 years, they've just seen different things. They've seen mad different studio sets behind me. They see me on the road because of my work. I'm always out there on the road. You know what I mean? I'm in hotel rooms and this and that. You know what I mean? And people rock with me. And you got some people who want something that's a little more polished, and that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But, I'm, sometimes I'm grinding. I might have to do it from the car. Or, and that's just how it goes. So, you know what I mean? I appreciate everybody. Appreciate everybody, man. For sure. For sure. I don't know, man, what to expect for the coming weeks. We're going to get better. There's no doubt in my mind that we're going to get better. But the coming weeks is going to be a little, it's going to be testy. Unless we go on a winning streak. You know what I mean? We're going on a winning streak. But it could be a little testy.
No, this is why the whole chasing wins things bothered me, because, there's no cakewalks. You know what I mean? There's no, good thing we're playing this team because we in a losing streak. You know what I mean? We could use them to get things right. Nah, there's none of, you know what I mean? Like, you play around, you're gonna lose.
It's the NBA.
I don't care who you playing. I don't care what team you playing. People talk about the East is weak. The East is no. People are hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people are hungry, and they like, they can see the plate right there. Like, so now mad people trying to get that same spot or that same opportunity.
Right.
It's only one opportunity. You know what I mean? It's only one goal. Everybody see a path.
Yep. Everybody sees a path. You know what I mean? It's the NBA. It's the best players in the world. It's the best 350 to 400 players in the world. Right? Every team can got everybody has players that can hoop, that can ball. There's no nights off. You got to come ready. You got to come with that mindset every single night. And maybe we're learning this lesson right now. You know what I mean? The issue is I thought we would have learned these lessons over the past couple of years.
The difference is there's a new coach.
Well, I mean, that's the difference right now, right? That's the truth. That's the difference. There's a new coach. And maybe the coaches, maybe that this whole philosophy that they're bringing in creates a changed mindset for the players and how they approach the game.
They just got to reach it. They'll get there. You know what I mean? They'll get to that same mindset. You know what I mean? To me, I think they really are just trying to learn this system. Because again, even with Brunson clearly deviating from his true self and saying, I'm going to win this game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there was no real time where you felt like, all right, he's trying to take over. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when he took a couple of shots down the end, it was out of reach by that. You know what I mean? Like,
let me ask you this. Because I seen a lot of people last night in the chat were saying that the Knicks, that some players maybe didn't come in shape. You know, I think maybe it was Silk. You know, he was saying, maybe it was Silk was saying the only guys that look in shape are the guys that were playing in preseason, or maybe that was you. I don't know. Somebody was saying like Brunson, Bridges, Deuce, right? You know they were getting, they were playing more in preseason, so they look a little bit more in shape. But how much? What were the expectations of Mike Brown with the guys coming into camp? Because we know what the expectations were from Tom Thibodeau, right? You know, you had certain expectations. You needed to come in shape. You needed to be ready, right? Did the players have the same expectations from Mike Brown? Or, from Mike Brown coming into camp?
I would think the guys that were used to Tibs would still follow that regimen. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like that has nothing to do to me. Even like the reason I say it has nothing to do with Mike Brown is because he's not going to say the opposite. You know what I mean? True. So if anything, he's just not going to emphasize that.
Not going to emphasize it, right?
If that was already instilled in them, I don't see why they would deviate from that. You know what I mean? If anything, that should be a sign of respect for your new coach.
Right. And I agree. But, some players be like, oh, he didn't say nothing about how to come in. I guess he's going to use training camp to get in shape. You know what I'm saying? Some players might have that kind of a mindset.
I can see that if that's the case with like a Yabusele who's new. You know what I mean? Like, because obviously Tibbs wouldn't have like reached out to him already. But I'm saying like a Josh Hart, guys are gonna do what they're gonna do. You know what I mean? Like I don't see them taking a sigh of relief. Like, oh, Tibbs is going. I don't gotta. You know what I mean? I can slack off this off season. I would hope. I would hope not.
I hope.
You know what I mean? I would hope the expectation. They say, you know what? I'm gonna continue to get here in the best shape of my life. I'm trying to win.
And as a professional, you know what I'm saying? You should be. You should always want to be in the best shape. You should be trying to get better every time you step on the floor. Every off season is your chance to, get better, develop more skills, remain in shape, et cetera, et cetera. So as a professional, you should be doing that. So, I definitely agree with you there. But there is something to be said, on how your leader approaches things. And if your leader didn't emphasize it, you might be like, okay, well, I'll do the minimum. I won't do the maximum.
Let's say there was guys who were relieved that Tibbs was gone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying they're relieved because they don't got to be in the best shape of their life, but those might be the guys that didn't come in the best shape of their life.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or didn't come in peak condition.
Peak condition, yeah.
But I would think even like on any level, right? Let's say you've been in the league 8 years and you're this is now your 9th coach, right? You finally get a new coach and this is how they approach it. I think once you start doing that, I think you will do that no matter who your coach is.
Right. Hopefully it becomes a
You know
habit.
what I'm saying?
Yeah. Let's talk about Sunday's game against Chicago.
I'm glad it's Chicago.
Yeah.
Why
is that? Why is that?
Because it you know how you could throw a game out the window and focus on the next game? You don't gotta throw the game out the window.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
right.
you could hold on to that feeling and prepare.
And prepare.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
So I do like that. I do like that. This is, you know what I mean? This is a test just in all right, can you get your revenge? Can you put a message?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Can you send a message?
And they undefeated? Yeah. Can you give them their first loss?
Right.
Because that'll be a nice gut blow back.
Yeah.
Because I feel like tonight was a gut blow.
Yeah. No doubt about that. You know what I mean? And it's a little bit scary because the way that they picked us apart, you're like, you know, we got to play them again. Will they do the same thing? But also, if you look at the second half, you know, we won the second half. Can we come out and do those same things in the first half and then also win the second half in the next game and come away with a victory? You know, we've got to stop them from going to the basket. We got to get tougher to win the game. We got to get tougher. We got to stop them from going to the basket. You know what I'm saying? I want to see better help side defense. You know, we can't let them get loose from the 3-point line. I mean, you know, listen, if they get to the basket, the 3-point line is going to open up. They knocking down threes, the basket's going to open up. You know, we've got to figure out how to stop them defensively. You know, we scored 125, they scored 135. We got to figure out how to stop them defensively if we want to win.
And I didn't like Mike Brown saying again, I know I said it already, but him saying he want to see how the team respond. Because this is a true test for him too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like this is a true coaching test for him.
Right.
How do you bounce back?
You know
what I mean? How do you figure out what they did exactly and then adjust?
Right.
So I you know what I mean? This might be like this ain't the 10 game, 20 game judgment mark, but I'm gonna judge this next game. Yeah, you know what I mean? For Mike Brown and the team.
I feel you. Are we playing too many players? Because, you know, the question from if it was Tom Thibodeau would be, are you playing too little players? We've gone the opposite direction. Are we playing too many players?
When you say too many, do you mean, all right, and this is why it's tough too with Mike Brown. Like, again, he hasn't had this full roster other than tonight, right? So he really don't know what he, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I mean, we played 11.
What he's gonna do?
We played 11 guys tonight.
Tonight?
Yeah, 11 guys played tonight.
Yeah, you could argue that. I don't think 11 is his true. Is gonna be night in, night out. You know what I mean? I think he'll settle on 10, and then that 11th guy might rotate depending on the situation.
I think looking at the numbers right now, he may settle on 9. Because Yabusele played 3 minutes.
3 minutes. Yep.
And Kolick played 4 minutes.
Yep. And Josh Minutes' numbers was down.
Yeah, Josh Hart's right. He was at 15 minutes.
Yeah. So
you know, he may end up settling in on 9.
Yeah, Clarkston was at 12. You know what I mean? Like so a couple of guys. I think what he really needs to figure out is who's the rotating guy tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It might be 9, and then 10. The 10th guy might be different from night to night. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what Brown has to figure out.
Yeah.
Based off of my opponent, based off of need, based off of whatever, who's that 10th guy tonight?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel you. Sean Richardson said 11 guys is perfect. I disagree. I don't think 11 guys is perfect. Sorry, Sean.
I think 10 is.
10 is good. 11, I mean, you got to give guys a chance to get comfortable on the floor, to get their rhythm and all of those things. When you start going 11 and 12, it becomes very hard. All right, if you want to give a guy, if you're talking about, at the end of the first quarter, you're giving a guy a minute and a half, and then, sometime in the third quarter, you give him a minute and a half. Okay, if that's what you want to call playing 11 guys, to me, that's not really playing 11 guys. I'm sorry. That's throwing somebody out there to give somebody a quick breather, but that's not really playing 11 guys. Tonight, when you look at it, he played 9 guys. 4 minutes for Kolek, 3 minutes for Yabusele. He played 9 guys. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to call that playing 11 guys, all right. You can if you want to. But in reality, that's just, that's like putting, a 8-foot guy out there just to do jump ball, and then he don't play the rest of the game. And maybe you put him in and throw a pass in every once in a while over the defense from the out of bounds. It's not really playing the dude. You know what I mean? Yabusele's working his way out the rotation, and with everyone back, I don't want to say Tyler Kolek's working his way out of the rotation, but he might have just been a situational dude. You know what I mean?
Oh man, are you nervous at all that this thing could fall apart?
Yes, I am. Very. I am.
You didn't even think about it.
I am, because something that I said, I was thinking about it today. Something that I said a long time ago when Tom Thibodeau got fired. Mm-hmm. I said, this might be the beginning of the end.
Mm-hmm.
I said, this might be like, we made one too many decisions, trying to outsmart everybody. You know what I mean? And this might be the beginning of the end, because he was the culture. You know what I mean? And like it or not, maybe you didn't think what was happening was pretty, but it was working. Right? And granted, we started last season 5-6, just like they said on the telecast. So obviously there's time for this to grow. But Tom Thibodeau's imprint was on the players. We had his style of players on this basketball team. You know what I'm saying? He knew and understood the guys and how to use them, because he helped bring them here. And so there's something there that is missing. There's something there that's missing.
Name a scenario, if you can, that you think could potentially happen that spearheads, this downfall or whatever. Like, what do you see? Something that you were. I'll give you an example, because I got a few of them, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And it might not even like. All right, one thing I could see happen. I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, because Brunson is clearly trying to adjust and adapt his game to this system, right? And I think it's like off and on. Like sometimes he gets it and he's willing. And like tonight, I thought he did a great job of running Mike Brown's system.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Other times, he's like, I got the previous game, before this one, he tried to take over.
Mm-hmm.
And he might have got a talking to. You know what I mean? to have the game that he kind of had today. But again, both are losses. But I can see him saying, "Hey, yo, I know how to win." You know what I mean? Like I know what I've done it already.
Right. I know how to get this done. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It does scare me, though. You know what I mean? That there's an ingredient missing. And, you know, like this isn't necessarily Mike Brown's team.
It's the front office team.
It's the front office's team. He didn't choose any of these. He didn't choose any of these players. He's choosing who to put into the rotation, but he didn't choose any of these players. He is coaching somebody else's basketball team and being asked to put his system in with these players. Now, I did say a while ago that I think over the years you're going to see moves that to get players that fit what he wants a little bit more. You know what I mean? But this isn't his team. These aren't players that he chose. You know, so yeah, he doesn't have his imprint on the team yet as far as players are concerned. This is the front office's team, like you said. You know, and I think it's, I don't know. There's an ingredient missing. Sean disagrees with me. That's cool. I love that you disagree with me. I feel like there's something that's missing with this team. Just from what I see. And maybe it's time. And maybe it's time. You know, maybe it's time, and 50 games in, the offense is going to be humming. You know, our defense is going to be on par. You know what I mean? And you know, maybe it is time. I hope. I hope. But I do have that fear that, because even last year, when we started 2-2, when we started whatever, we could look at the team and like, damn, if they get a few things together, man, they can be dangerous. What I'm looking at right now, I'm like, damn, like we look like a 500 ball club. You know, and hopefully it's all just because they're learning how to play Mike Brown's style. And it's gonna take time.
I'll give you one of the things that makes me worry less about Mitchell Robinson being here or not being here is that he wasn't here for such a long period of time. And it took us a while without him to kind of find our group.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Defensively, that is.
Yeah. So I don't know. Well, anyway, I'm gonna head off because I'm gonna go to the gym tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I you know, as a free agent, I got scooped up on a team, so I'm ready to.
Oh, nice.
You know what I mean? I'm ready to get my. Matter of fact, I got 2 teams after me now, so now I gotta figure out which one I'm gonna go with. You know,
the game is next week. Whatever game.
Wednesday.
Oh, this Wednesday.
This Wednesday. Well, the league started Wednesday. This Wednesday that passed.
Yeah.
So I just went, you know, I went to the games, check them out, see what was going on. Spoke to one team, got an email from another team, so I figure out which one I'm going with. I'm ready to get my game on, ready to play. It's been a couple of years since I played in the league because I've been coaching, but now I'm not coaching.
If wifey go, tell her to record it. I want to see.
Hey, you know, I need a couple of games to get. You know what I'm saying? So I can get the Karl Anthony Towns out of me. You know what I mean?
I ain't say post it, sis. I said I want to see.
You know what I'm saying? I need a couple of games to get the Yabusele out of me. You know, a couple of games to get that kicked to the side, and then I'll be good, baby. Yeah, I got a couple of games. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. I might even play in a couple of leagues at the same time because this place got a couple of leagues going simultaneously. So we'll see what's up. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Don't overexert yourself, man. Remember, 35 minutes. That's it. You stick to the game plan.
They're gonna put me on a restriction.
Don't be chasing wins out there. Son.
You know what I'm saying? Right, they're gonna put me on a restriction. They're gonna say, "Hey, you just coming off of a long delay. You know, we can only give you 10 minutes a game." I don't know. We'll see. You know, but should be fun. Looking forward to it. You know what I mean? Get back out there on the court, play some games. And it's a mixed league. It's from, you know, we got guys in there that's 18 all the way up to 50. No No, I'm not. I'm not going to pull a hamstring because, believe it or not, I've been playing pickup ball, but playing pickup and playing, you know what I mean, in a league are two very different things. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna pull a hammy though. I'm gonna be good. I might cramp up
Pace
a little
yourself,
bit.
man. Pace yourself. It's a long season.
Yeah, long season. I'm trying to win a championship.
That's your singular goal?
That's my singular goal, baby. I'm trying to win a championship. First year back, I'm on a championship. Now I'm just getting out there to have a good time. I don't really care. You know what I mean? You know, after I get in shape, get back like in shape, then ready to go. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, you know, who knows? I might, you know, when I get in shape, I might stream a game or two on the channel just cause. If I'm feeling good. You never know. Anyway, and you know, maybe Tony can come up, join the team with me.
Yeah, I ain't know about. I mean, Wednesday is my day off, but you know, I go out there and play, and then try to drive home, get a cramp. I don't know.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of here. Appreciate your time. You know, I might catch you sometime tomorrow. I do got to get in the gym, work out a little bit, get myself, you know, just get myself prepared mentally and physically to get back out there on the court. You know, but might be able to find some time tomorrow to jump on. But I'll definitely be on sometime Sunday too. So, folks, actually, I don't know about the post-game Sunday because I have an event that I'm doing Sunday. So I guess I'll see how that game, how things go on Sunday. But I'll get something in somewhere along the line.
If it's late night, I should be good.
Yeah.
I think I'm off Monday too, so it don't matter what time.
Yeah, Sean said I'm about to play in the Tom Thibodeau basketball. I've already been having conversations with Tom. He's gonna come coach my team to the championship. We already talked about it. He's coming to coach my team. I mean, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate your time.
Great show, too.
We out of here, no doubt. Appreciate you, Tony. Peace, ladies and gentlemen.
This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Nick.